Hello, lovely people, and welcome to another Channeling Erik and Archangel Guidance, where I go through and just answer your questions intuitively using my intuition, connect with the spirits, and giving you all the guidance that you need. Oh, I just got to get. Try to mute my phone. So thank you all for contributing your energy towards this. It really goes towards my practice. And ultimately, I do this because I'm looking to heal the body of MS and degenerative disc disease. And as I've gone through my exploration of learning what I need to do, it was discovered that I need to get in touch with my intuition, raise my vibrations. As I raised my vibrations, I was doing more meditation. As I was doing more meditation, I ended up reaching into the spirit world. So it all kind of worked together. And it all goes hand in hand in healing the body of serious diseases. And that's why I'm here. Thank you all to my patrons last night for our May event. We had a really good emotional releasing session last night. And the emotional release session that we had last night is more closer to what I do on a daily basis of going into silence, release, and creation. So that has been... The video has been emailed to you to review as many times as you want. And I've also provided a link for you to download that meditation. And for those patrons, stick around until the end. You will get I'm going to do a giveaway at the end for my patrons and to announce this month's emotional release recipient. And that's a 2-hour session that we go through. And in that 2-hour session, typically go through exploration. I tune in with spirit, with your guides, with my guides, and we find out the order that we need to release any trapped emotions within the body. And it typically is very effective for people, and people love it. So stick around to the end and be part of that giveaway to get that 2-hour emotional release. And again, that's to my patrons. So if anyone wants to sign up and be part of that, anyone who signs up before the end of the show, I'm going to add you now. So I'm going to add in Robinette right now as well onto my list that you guys can't see here. But I'll be adding that. And I'm going to get my share screen ready. And I'm going to do the picker wheel. So we're going to do this in a picker wheel, and I'll be doing that afterwards. So yes, that'll be at the end. So thank you again, everybody, for being a part of this. So the process is I'm going to go through, I'm going to pick out a bunch of names here. I'll add it to my list, and I'm going to start channeling for you bit by bit. Whatever you get from me, feel it in your heart. Does it resonate? Does it feel right? I am just practicing my intuition development here. So it is just a practice for me. So there is no right or wrong answer. So feel it in your heart to see if it feels right for you. So if it feels right, then great. And if not, well, it doesn't. So let's get started. So let me go through and add people to my list. Hey, D. There we go. D says, I wish everyone feels safe, loved. Everyone feel loved and safe. That is high vibration right there. Thank you for doing that. Hi, Robinette. Thank you for joining the Patreon. I've added you to the giveaway. And at the end of this show, I'll be doing a giveaway. So people have time to sign up to my Patreon if they want to. I enjoy 1, 2, 3, 4. We should all love more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Tasty chocolate cake. Tasty chocolate cake. Oh my god, it's hilarious, D. All right, Franco, you're my first. I've added you here. Okay, guys, I'm going to remind at the very start. I say anyone before 12:45 or 15 minutes before the event, I'm not going to read for you because there's just too many, and there's no reason for a show. So, yeah, I gotta pass on that. Robinette, I'm gonna add you because you're a patron, and I'm gonna add that. I'm not looking to be an ass about this, but I gotta stick to the rules. What I say there. So, Franco, post your question again, and if it's on here, I'll do my best to get to it before time runs out. Hi, Chaitu. Great to see you, brother, sister. Great to see you. Hey, Mahi. Okay, Mahi, I've added you. Chaitu, I've added you. Hello, Sister Grace. Got you. And D, I got you. Hi, Ann. Good. White Rabbit. Okay, D has a two-parter here. Let me add you. Hey, KB. Got you. Got you, Karen. Hey, Melody. My sister. I'm doing good, D. I've been going really deep into my meditations, and a lot has been happening. A lot of releasing has been happening, and I'm actually noticing. Last night, I got up around 5, and I tossed and turned for a bunch of it, and I was really scratchy and itchy, and I found my body's actually waking up. One of the first things that happened when the MS kind of kicked in was that my left side, my chest began to numb, and this morning, I kind of felt that, and I just felt itchy, and I just felt that sensation of being itchy again coming back. So I was really, really excited about that. And I'm getting feeling in my left side of my chest again. This is really good. Really good. Hey, hello, Robin. Yeah, Karen's member. Yay. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Hope everyone had a good time yesterday. You got to celebrate and enjoy. Beautiful. Okay, Angela, I've added you, and I'll add the rest in a bit. And I'm just going to come to my first one here. And I'm going to timestamp everything, add it into the description afterwards. And let's see, 632. Let's start with Robinette. Can Erik tell if my son, Chris's legal issues, have a favorable outcome for him? Okay, Erik, would you come in, please? Got you. Okay, is son's legal issues, will it work out favorable? So he's kind of saying define favorable. And he's doing this on purpose because a lot of this goes back into the lessons that we have in our life, what we're meant to be and learn from this event here. And part of this is that if Chris, Chris might come out of it, but will he learn his lesson? And it doesn't really matter whether it's right or not. There's a time for him right now to go into reflection, to see if he's learned from this event at all, whether it's right or wrong, that doesn't matter. It's about the lesson that you learn from this. And what does he learn from the lesson? So it really doesn't matter what the outcome is, because the outcome, no matter what, is that there is a lesson and getting some experience from that lesson. So that's really what this is more about. So when you ask whether it's going to be favorable or not, that's how the spirit world is looking at this, because there's no bad or good. It's all good. Okay, but it's still going to work in their favor? Outside of all that, in a 3D sense, is that going to work in their favor? It's yet to be determined. It's free will of what can happen there. There's no right or wrong here. It's yet to be determined. Have him put himself into alignment, into feeling the outcome. But he has to be in the right mindset. If you're in a 3D world and you're trying to manipulate the free will, you can't do that from a 3D conscious mindset. You have to do that from a very loving, open heart. Once your heart is very open and loving, can you actually manipulate free will for something positive? So that's something very different. I feel that he needs to work on first. He needs to raise his vibrations up and get into that loving state and realize that this is all good. This isn't, because if he's living in worry and fear, it's not going to work out for him. That's what I'm getting on this. Thank you for asking that question. That's a really good question. Thank you. Really good. Okay, I'm just going to add a couple more people here. Lovely. Awesome. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, it was a good emotional release. Thank you for being a part of it. I really appreciate when people add contribute their energy to it, because the releases that you get are really good. Hi, Amanda. Great to see you. I've added you to the list. All right. So Franco, I'm gonna add you now, because I know you came in a little bit early, and you had a question, and I'm gonna add you now. which is, okay, there, I'm going to do that. Perfect. Okay, let me come back to the top here. And I'm coming to Mahi. And Mahi says, today I'd like to receive guidance from my angels so that I can receive better results in my life. Please ask them whether I will get a government job. You better. So this is what's coming up right now. You're trying to manipulate what you think is going to give you a better life. And in terms of the quantum, you cannot manipulate a better life or know what's right for you in a conscious present state. So what you're saying is, if I get that government job, my life is going to be better. But that also limits you from all the other possibilities that would give you the best possible life for you and really bring you true happiness. So your question is, do you want a better life? What do I need to do? What do I need to receive for a better life? Or is it to have a government job? Because the government job isn't going to give you a better life. It's actually going to reduce your life into very low vibrational 3D. You think about the government world, and what they're showing me is this very gray, monotone color. Life is sucked out of it. It's very monotone. Everyone is very depressed and down, and they're just like cogs in a wheel, and they're following a process. And it's like, is that going to bring you happiness? Is that the happiness that you're desiring? That doesn't bring you happiness. That's actually going to bring you right down into a 3D world. It'll make you happy in a 3D world sense that you have a job and that you have money, but it's not going to bring you happiness. It's not going to give you your best joys, and it's not going to actually lead you to the better results in your life, because you can't dictate what that's going to be for you. What you need to do is align yourself into love, appreciation, be thankful for what you have, what's around you. Really appreciate everything about you, all the situation, the opportunity that you have here, being on this earth to be able to learn lessons. That is the real gift. And once you go into appreciation and thankfulness, that's when you start opening up and good things coming to you and attract. Saying that you just will you get the government job to bring you happiness? That's just wanting external things to bring you happiness. As we'll say, well, will I win the lottery? Will somebody give me a car? Will I get married and marry someone rich? Because then I can get all the stuff that I want, and that's going to bring me happiness. That defeats the purpose of it all. That is aligning yourself into the fear-based mindset and not into the love-based mindset. That cannot create within fear. So you now have a choice. Do you want to live in fear, or do you want to live in love? And if you're thinking that the government job is going to give you that love, you're sadly mistaken. That's going to put you right into fear and give you happiness within the 3D world, but it's manufactured love. It's not a good vibration. So be careful of what energy that you're going into. Now, I still will ask, will she get the job? They really don't want to answer it because it's so low vibe. But if you really want it, you're going to get it. But just know what you're getting isn't what you think it is. Like, it's like you're getting this really pretty box. It looks so good on the outside, but when you take the ribbon out and you open it up, it's full of decaying worms and beetles and just death. It's just so low vibe. So think about your vibrations there, Mahi, and really look about shifting yourself and spending more time into shifting your energy into love and appreciation. Start doing some mirror work, start loving yourself, and get yourself out of that funk, because getting the government job is not going to bring you happiness. It'll give you a job. And when you say the word job, does that incite joy and happiness? It incites a job. It incites work. It's just so low vibe. Asking that. So yeah, a government job isn't what you want. Or I don't know. It's the vibration I'm getting. You have the choice to get whatever you want, but yeah. Thanks, Grace. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you guys. Franco, I added your other lists. Hi, Dipti. I added you. Yeah, here's my Patreon, Amanda. Yeah, join in. If anyone signs up, so I'm going to do at the end of this video, I'm going to do a picker wheel and choose and select who's going to win the free 2-hour emotional release at the end of this session. And if you sign up, you'll be part of it. And that's like a $200 value. So yeah, consider it if you guys want to jump in and be a part of it. It's $3. I'm not doing it for the money. I really want to raise people's vibrations. Yeah, because I still do my meditation for like 2 hours, and then I walk you through a meditation as well. So yeah, that's the fun part. Okay, I'm coming to my sister. Hello, Chaitu, my lovely, lovely sister. Such a beautiful heart you have. Okay. And Chaitu asks, my grandpa crossed over a year and a half ago. He was so busy in his life and tough time too, before his demise. I want to know who he's with and what he's doing now. Okay. Oh, Grandpa. Oh, would you come in, please? Okay. Are you on the other side or are you on Earth now? He's still on the other side. He's actually manipulating energy for the greatest good and contributing to the Earth's energy and raising its vibrations to help those that are meant to be awakened, that can awaken. You know, there's many that are going to be stuck in the 3D world and they're just going to repeat their lives here for another 1,000 years. But those that he knows that are pure heart and that are working with the assistants, like yourself, he is contributing his energy and helping those crossover, especially in your ancestors, your immediate family, your ancestral line. He's working with them to help them awaken to the best they can. But we're at a really pivotal point that there's a huge amount of energy, and it's almost like you've awoken or you're not. So, Chaitu, you're definitely awoken and you're on your path, and he has no worry with you, and he's with you. So he's giving you support and walking with you and helping you on that side. And he's really working with your ancestral tree to help them align and raise their vibrations. And it feels like this is crunch time. It's like the clock is counting down, and he's trying to get as much energy and changes to happen before that cutoff is final, and that divide has been set. That whoever is on the side of love, you're going to cross over, you're going to experience, you're going to grow, you're going to be creating planets, you're going to be creating stars. But those that aren't living in fear, okay, well, that's fine. It's like you're going to repeat school. You're just going to repeat that grade, and you're going to be here for another 1,000 years until the next equinox comes through, and that the next big spiritual awakening happens again. So it's another 1,000 years of working on yourself. So it's school. You're going back to school before you actually graduate. So that's the feeling. So you try to, you're graduating. Your heart is good. Maintain yourself on the side of love and keeping your vibrations high, and you'll continue to definitely be on this path of crossing over, ascension, and ascending into really the greatest good of all. You're going to be creating planets in a big way. So super excited for you, Chaitu. Thank you for asking that question. That was really cool. Really cool. Hello, lovely. Hey, Veronica. Hi. Hey, Sil. Yeah, got you. Okay, great. Coming to Grace. Grace. I don't know if you guys can hear in the background, but we have a dog that we're watching here. My wife watches dogs for people. Our place is high vibe, but anytime that she's not here, they get very upset. So this one's crying. That's why every single video, I've been avoiding making videos because there's always a dog in the background. So anyways, I give up. So all my videos are just going to have a dog whining or barking in the background. So be with it. So that's it. Yeah. And I just got to give it love. Okay. Does my higher self have a message for me? Thanks. Okay. Higher self, would you come in, please? Grace, your higher self is just so loving. It's so grounding and peaceful. It feels like Mary Magdalene energy to me. That anytime I bring your higher self in, because it's very comforting and loving, but it's within the center of the body. It's concentrated and it's just like a column of love, and I feel that just within here. What's the message for Grace and her higher self? You make that clear? It's a lot of celebration that's here, but it's also a message as that your work isn't done yet, that it's just beginning, that you're spiritually awakening, but you needed to be at a much higher level, and your vibrations are quite high, and you're continuing to be raising your vibrations into something quite high. And what they're saying is there's a preparation period of what's going to be coming next. And that is the real test for you, the real challenge. And it feels like you're coming up to a peak right now, and your real challenge is coming. And it feels like it's to do with your next leg in life. And that's going to start with that piece of paper you're waiting for, the move that you're waiting to do. And then you're really going to expand out into what they're calling is womanhood, and your true expression of what you can do. It's like you've been unleashed. It's your, excuse the analogy, but it's like a dog that's on a leash that's really trying to run. And as soon as you let that leash off, they're just going to bolt like a flash of lightning. And that's what's happening with you. You are just this contained energy that is being held back and held back and held back. And once that gate opens, you're just going to fly through, like a flash of light, like a lightning bolt. They're saying, yeah. So keep working on yourself, keep doing those emotional releases, keep raising your vibrations. You know something good is happening. You've been feeling it. You know it's coming, and it's coming very soon. Expect something to happen within the next couple of months. Something's going to be happening very, very shortly for you. And it's going to be super powerful. I'm like really excited for you, Grace. Very excited for you. That was great. Thank you for asking that question. Okay, I'm coming to D. Yeah, thanks, Karen. Since I've been spending like at least like an hour and a half of meditation a day, and just going through my release and creation process, pretty much what I talk about and do on the Patreon channel. It's just so expansive now. So things are just opening up in a really big way. So I'm really excited for myself as well, because I can feel my body is healing, and I'm documenting that. I just haven't really done the video editing I need to do, or the last little wrap up I have to do. Okay, so I'm coming to D now, and D saying, is it okay for me to charge for manifestation coaching and tarot? Sometimes I feel bad and don't want to be greedy. Other times I feel it's fine because I see as a business. Should I continue with them? And then I say continue as I should. Continue with these two coaching. Like, will they be full-fledged business or full-time thing in future for me? Or should I stop and go for something else? And immediately it's like, why would you stop? You're doing something that's really high vibe and good. And you have to realize that you're giving energy away, and there's an exchange of energy, that as you give energy away, that something should be coming back in return. And whether that is financially, it's gratitude, you're getting experience out of it. It's where you put your context into it. So being fearful of being abundant and receiving money or receiving some sort of payment for the work that you're doing isn't the energy that you want to be in, because that's low vibe in itself. The idea that you're coaching people is great, as long as it's for the greatest good and it's in your heart. But the whole guilty feeling about receiving something back for it, That's low vibe. So get yourself out of it. You deserve it. You deserve receiving something. Remember, this is all part of abundance that goes along with creation. And if part of your creation is to have great wealth, then that's part of your creation. But know where your heart is. Whether it is just being abundant and being cared for, so that you always have food on the plate, there's always shelter over you, you always have clothes on your back, you always have love in your heart and happiness around you. That is true abundance. And that is something to strive for. And if you really want to be super, super rich while being in that state, well, that's fine too. As long as your heart is open and loving and free, it's fine. So if that also means that you are charging people and this is a business, you do need to survive. If you are not able to feed yourself with the business that you're receiving from the people that can pay you, then how are you going to help those that need the help the most? And that's, and then for me, on a personal note, I changed all of my readings and my time outside of the Patreon to a pay what you can model. I don't charge for the service, but I also have an income coming in for the next couple of years. So I'm able to pay my mortgage. I can pay the bills. If I wasn't able to pay the bills, I don't know if I'd be doing this. I'd be doing this part-time. I wouldn't be doing this full-time as I'm doing it right now. But again, I've been following my guidance, and the abundance was, okay, now's the time to sell your business. Now's the time. This is how you're going to structure it. You're going to structure it that you get money over the next 3 years. For me, it wasn't about amassing great wealth. I'm not like super rich, but I am abundant and I'm taken care of. So there's always that satisfaction that comes in. So where is your mindset when it comes down to your business? Put it into, it's okay to receive. It's okay to have a business. But the idea of stopping and doing something else, that's not in your highest good, because you're doing good for other people and helping them. Just know that when you're helping other people, that you're not here to fix anybody. Everyone is on their own journey. You can give them direction. You can give them a little guidance. You can give them the clue that they need, because they were guided to find you. They were guided to speak with you, and you were guided to share some information, but you're not there to fix them. You're there to provide guidance. And that's where the divide is. Provide guidance without fixing. And not everyone's ready to receive your gift. I hope that makes sense. Thank you. It's more of me wanting to be freed from the cage so I can fly freely and live the life I want to live. Yeah. You're well on your way, Grace. It's happening no matter what. The way that you hold your vibrations, it's happening for you no matter what that's happening. Yeah. Okay. So I'm coming up to Anne here. Okay, good. And 2750. Okay. I hung out with my troubled friend from school, and he stripped down to his underwear and went swimming in a waterfall. Now he wants to do all of my interest. How do I approach this? Okay, who wants to come and answer this? Okay, I'm going to be channeling Erik here. I went with my trouble from school. He stripped down to his underwear and went swimming in a waterfall. Now he wants to do all of my interest. How do I approach this? So this is more about you approaching this with yourself. Notice the emotions of how this feels, that someone is moving into your space. They're taking something that is yours. This is your toy. This is your space. This is your dollhouse that someone else is playing in now. And you feel this feeling of violation. And this is not so much about your friend doing the interest that interests you. This is more about you having the feelings of being triggered of someone playing with your dollhouse, someone spending time in what you do that's sacred to you, that they've not giving you enough room to do what you do. So this is an opportunity for you to look at the emotion that this is bringing up within you and see where it's coming from, and noticing where it's showing up in your body. You can ask why. You can probably see what a past emotion, but it really is something that needs to be released within you. That's what's more important. And more important is that there's a pattern within as well, that you have this feeling that repeats upon you when others do things that are yours, that you call these are mine. But is it really yours? It belongs to everybody. This is more of a pattern that you need to break. So observe yourself not only from the emotions that are within you and your body, but also observe it from your friend and see what's happening with them. And there's a reason why this happened for you, that you are going to be triggered for this. You can change and see the underlying reason of why this triggers you. There's some emotional releasing that's going to happen here that you're going to be breaking and releasing here. So use this as an opportunity, as a why, and not how to change this with somebody else, how to approach the friend. You need to approach yourself. So approach it with yourself, not with your friend. I hope that resonates. That's a great question. I love that. And I'm just going to write that down. That's like dealing with triggers. And I'll probably do a little snippet on that one. That's really good. Thank you. Good. Thank you, Dee. I'm glad that makes sense. Great. Veronica, I've added you to the list. And we'll see if there's time. Okay, so coming to White Rabbit. White Rabbit. Lovely White Rabbit. Okay, White Rabbit says, what does my higher self want me to take action upon right now? Higher self. Okay, so what does White Rabbit need to work on right now? I'm being directed to your heart, and there's a space behind your heart. And I feel there's like a lot of buildup in the back of your heart, in your spine area where your heart is. And it feels, it's a little bit confusing, but it feels like there's a wall there that's making it very hard for love to enter in, but love to come out is really hard. The love can't come out of you, but the love is barely coming in. So there's an opening of your heart chakra, your heart system, your loving heart, your feeling of love. So there's a really pivotal time for you to start doing some mirror work. Start getting into some emotional releasing. Start loving yourself, because you're still very hard on yourself. You still look at others, how others look at you, how they treat you, and you're blaming yourself on that. You're thinking that there's something wrong with you. No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. You're wonderful. You're great. You really are a good person. You have a good heart. You don't do things out of spite. I mean, you think about it. Most humans do. But it's not necessarily that you act upon it. But note that the thinking is also very low vibrational. That the thinking bad thoughts can make it feel, the body doesn't know whether it's happening real or not. When you use the mind and you have those thinking thoughts, it's actually happening, and it holds on to the emotions that's generated from there. Just because you didn't go through with the action doesn't mean that you're not casting out that energy that's out there. So now it's really being cognizant of your thoughts and the feelings that you have toward yourself, especially, and identifying the triggers that are setting you off, that are making you have these thoughts, because they're all within you. So it's time for you to really get into the side of love. Doing mirror work, post it on a sticky note that says, I love you. You are good enough. And I'm they don't want me to say that about the, I was going to say, I'm sorry, but they don't want me to saying that. It's keeping it positive. You need to keep it positive. you're not ready to actually use those types of words. It has to be, I love you. I'm here for you. I will not abandon you. You're going to write that on a piece of paper, add that to a sticky note, and then look at the emotional release. Eventually, if you join the Patreons, you can kind of get the emotional release that I do, the guided emotional release. And this month was all about going to the silence, releasing, and creation, which is very close to my process, except I do it much longer and I do a whole bunch of other things with it. But I guide you through that in this month's Patreon. So you can use that, or you can go to my YouTube and look at the emotional release section, the playlist on the emotional release. So I'm going to add the emotional release playlist to the end of this video. So I'll add the emotional release playlist. Specifically, look at the guided emotional release and start doing that. And be guided. It's not as specific as actually having a one-on-one or being part of the Patreon, but it's good. It's a good start. So it's a good start for you, and it's not going to cost you anything. So look at getting to love, mirror work, emotional releasing, and start loving yourself. That's the action you need to take right now. You got to love yourself. You got to forgive yourself. You got to see why you're doing this. And releases emotion. You're just really so hard on yourself. You're beating yourself up for no reason. And there's no reason for that. No reason. So just be kind. Be kind to yourself. Hi, Edith. Hi, Veronica. Oh, you made it. Good. Good. All right. You're welcome, man. I'm glad this helped. Okay. I'm coming to KB. KB 3643. Okay, so KB says, may I have some message regarding my career? Can I change to ID? Who's coming in for KB? Okay, I'll be channeling Erik for this one. And your higher self. That's what we're providing Archangel Guidance. Okay. Message regarding her career. Erik's like, what career? It's like it doesn't bring you the joy that you want, what you're calling a career. It's not as joyful as you'd hope for. Yeah, and I hear your higher self saying alignment. There's a need for alignment. And as you go into your heart and you feel what it would be like in IT, they're saying, yeah, you would enjoy it. And actually now is a good time, they're saying, to shift yourself into a different career or going into IT, because there's a really big reset that's going to be happening, a really big shift. And we're seeing traditional IT of what we have is shifting very quickly. It's going more into blockchain technology and that security things. You're going to be focusing on app development or apps. That's high vibrational. So blockchain apps. The traditional computer stuff is good, but more so look on the secure computer side. Securing your information, keeping yourself private, because the increase in hackers is going up, and there's a need to look at security and keeping that as a whole. And what's really interesting, there's a bank in Canada called CIBC, and what they've done is they have turned off the ability to log into your account with a VPN. So you need to have the VPN turned off in order to log in. So what a VPN does, it says, okay, here's my information and I'm going to send this note. And what a VPN does, it actually puts that note in an envelope and it passes it through a whole bunch of people. So it's not just me passing the note to you, it's passing it to one person, to another person, to another person, to another person. So no one really knows who the original person is. It's like Thomas Crown affair, or they have multiple people all over the place, all look the same, all have the same briefcase. They're all walking through the museum with the same mask on. And you never really know who it is. So CIBC turned off the ability to log in with a VPN on, which they've just reduced the security. So as a bank, that they've reduced the security of their login process, it's been tying into a lot of the information that I've been receiving that that they want people to fail, that they're really on failure. They really want to break people down. And part of that is, a lot of the banks are having money problems, and the whole banking system is going to be shifting, and that whole security system is going to be shifting. And this whole world, that as we know it right now, is shifting in a dramatic way, that people are going to be hit with some really hard facts that are still going to be coming out in the next couple of months. I've always kind of said June, that all these things, the big awakening is happening in June. Like the big shift, all our whole narrative is just coming crumbling down. And it already is, but expect June, so 2 more months. We're going to be seeing the banks, the financial system, all that. So when you say IT, moving into IT is really good, but moving into the security side of IT, app development, secure domains and websites that are away from centralized. So going into decentralized security, that's where is the big opportunity that's coming through that I'm seeing. So if that is where it brings you excitement, as I say this, then notice if there's excitement in your heart that comes there, because I'm very excited in my heart when I said those things. If you feel excited in your heart, then yeah, great. It's a great opportunity to make that shift and change. Yeah, that's a really good question. Thank you for asking that, KB. Thank you for asking that. That was really good. Melody says, I feel old, Con. You said traditional computers. Yep. Traditional computers. Veronica's on her way to the Botanical Garden. Awesome. Yeah, Veronica, I'll be adding your name into the description and a timestamp, so you can find it there. Assuming I get through all these. And I think I will be. With a bunch of people here, please like and subscribe. I'll be doing the giveaway for the patrons at the end of this event. I have the picker tool, so if anyone that wants to sign up for the Patreon now for the guided emotional releasing, do it now, and I'll include you in this $200 one-on-one emotional release, which typically runs about 2 hours. So let me add that as well. Robinette. Such a cool name. I love Robinette. Okay, so 4247. Robinette asks, if time permits, can you answer a question for my daughter, Katie? Can Erik give any insight or suggestions on moving her business forward? Yeah. Okay, Katie. I feel Erik here, but he's with who is it? It feels like Mother Mary is coming forward as well. And I feel she's brought forward this, it's like an angel of industry, an angel of business that's come forward. Okay. Okay, what suggestions on moving Katie's business forward? Okay, so I'm receiving a bit of a list here, and I'm feeling one is one's alignment, aligning yourself into the energy and feeling what the successful business is going to be like. 2 is spending the appropriate amount of time in that business, because it almost feels like a little bit part-time right now, that her full attention and energy isn't in the business. So it feels like it's okay if you're doing another job, but is your mind into it? Are you thinking about ways to expand it? Are you thinking about ways to grow it out? Okay. And again, I'm hearing, if it's a service-based business, consider making an app, creating an app, and that's what's coming to me for my business as well, to create an app on here. That idea is coming out. That'll be in the future, way in the future, but I'm feeling some sort of app. And it's a way for you to engage. So Katie needs to engage more with people and notice who your target audience is. Really, who's your customers? So right now there's that definition, well, everyone's my customer. Is it really? So if a 5-year-old comes to you and says, I want this service, are they going to be able to pay you for that service? Are they going to be able to make the decisions that says, yeah, I need this? Is it right for them? So really define who their target market is. Is it men? Is it women? In the traditional sense, I'm not talking about, gender identity and how whether you identify as a woman or male. I'm saying it's male or woman. It doesn't matter what the body is. It's just however they identify themselves. So male or women, or neutral. So notice how they identify themselves. And then when you're creating content and information, is it geared towards male, female? Look at the age range. Is the age range, how old are they? Where are they? Are they younger? If they're younger, are you on things like TikTok? Are you doing more creative videos that are a little bit more fun and creative? If it's a little bit more, a little female based, but a little bit more serious, are you on Instagram? Is it a product that you want to showcase? Are you on Pinterest? So it really comes down to the social media and showcasing that. If it's something that's close one-on-one, are you doing networking events? Are you connecting out with local community and knocking on the doors? Are you establishing relationships, not only with other social media people that do things that are similar with you, of what you call tastemakers? Are you working with that front as well in order to align yourself with the people that can promote you? And if they like your work, will they align with you? So there's many options in here, but first define who your target audience is. Who do you want to get your message to? Who do you want to work with? If you had 100 people outside your door and you could only work with 10 of them, and you could select and pick which those 10 were, who would they be? Now be selfish here. If it's all men, then pick all men that are within that certain age range, that have that certain income level. Same thing if it's all women, if it's all children, if it's all teenagers, adults, whatever it is. But if you think it's for with children, then you need to look at that. Who's going to be paying the bills for this? So it's not really look at, or who's going to be making the decision. And typically it's going to be the mother. So notice that who is really going to be the decision maker, that is going to be coming to you, that you want to showcase your information and making the call. So there's some thoughts that need to go into this prior to actually pushing your business forward. Because right now it feels like doing the work, but you're not really planning it. Yeah. And they're talking about me as well. This past year, greater than a year, I've been defining myself and figuring out who I am. And now that I have a better definition of who I am, so I'm not a spiritual medium or person that gives readings. I am a person that's going to be showing the world how to heal yourself from serious diseases and shifting yourself into a side of love and higher vibration. And doing this mediumship work that I'm doing right now is really just a tool to help hone my skills. And it's why I do this at no cost. And it's not that I'm charging for it. I don't really care about that money side. It's for me to develop the skills and hone it and refine it and get better at it. So notice what you're doing with your time, how you're doing it, and where the energy is going to. And I'm also getting a little bit of scolding because I am putting my time into things that I shouldn't be doing as well. And it's slowing me down. So they're saying sometimes you have to make hard decisions as well. And that's what I'm getting for Katie there. Thank you for asking that question, Robinette. That's really good. Really good. You're welcome, love. You're welcome. Okay, Elizabeth, I'm going to add you to the list. And if there's time, I'm going to get to it. Okay, I'm adding the lovely Karen here. And again, everyone, stick around to the end. I'm going to do the picker wheel and select who's going to win the free 2-hour emotional release from my Patrons. And 49.33. Okay, so Karen says, hi, Con. I'm doing amazing, actually. I'm doing really good. Really exciting. Messages for me to help with handling the emotions that will likely come up for me for Mother's Day. My mom passed away 2020, and my son's no communication. Got it. It's coming in. Okay, I just feel a very loving spirit coming through. I think it's your mom. I think mom's here. So mom's been working with you on the other side to raise your vibrations and your energy, and she's saying it's also why I had you move when you did and why you did, because you needed to raise your vibrations up, and she was a part of that change for you of moving. So she's helping with you raise your vibrations, and she's with you very much. She's guiding you, helping you, giving you the clues that you're looking for, and you're picking up on them. But you're also immersing yourself into a lot of this work and energy, that you are spending time in the spiritual channels, you are doing the work, but you're not doing the emotional release that you need to do. So she's saying use this as the opportunity to identify where this is in your body to release it. You've signed up for the courses, but are you actually doing the work and showing up? So this is the opportunity that they keep on giving you reminders. Every time you hear the word emotional release, yeah, that's great. I'm part of it. But are you doing it? Are you doing the work? And this is really where the shift is. And it's not this, are you doing the work? Is it doing it once a week? Are you doing it a couple of times a week? Are you doing it every day? Notice the energy and attention that you're putting into it, because there's a fear that's happening within the body self. That body and mind self that's been part of this planet for millions of years is conditioned to have a conditioned response to change. So really that fear that you're having within you of doing this work and doing the shifts is happening within you. And even the fear of the Mother's Day, this is an emotional pattern that you can clearly release, but have you actually looked at the emotion? Have you gone into the meditation? Have you gone into the tools? So just last night, you have an email, there's a guided emotional release there, and use that for Mother's Day, for your mom, and for your son, and use that to release. And do that multiple times and do the work. You do this, you have the tools for yourself. You don't need somebody else. Don't rely on someone else to do the work for you. You need to do this on your own. So you're here, you're ready. Do the work. Just do the work. It's not a hard process. It's scary to tap into the emotions and look at the emotions that are bringing you down. But once you start doing it, you get excited as you notice change is happening within you. As you notice changes that are happening within you and around you, you just get excited that more and more will happen to you, and your own spiritual abilities will begin to waken up even greater so. And your mom is ready to talk to you. She's there and ready and willing, and she's ready. She wants to speak to you. So this is your path that you're on. Very exciting, Karen. Very exciting. Okay, Edith, I've added you. Mahi. Yeah, good. Thank you, Mahi. Yeah, please shift your attention, because you're just pure love, Mahi. And it hurts me to see you in that low vibration. It hurts me. Okay, so I'm coming to Melody. And Melody says, hi, brother. Can I ask for insight as to what my new home place will be like? Well, what do you want it to be like? You're like, Melody, what do you want it to be like? You're just as capable, if not more capable, to establish your boundaries. That this one and us, we're not here to tell you what your place is going to look like. What do you want it to look like? What do you want? You're spiritually open and aware. Your vibrations are high enough that you are in a stage of manifestation. You need to manifest what your place will be like. So for you, what it's going to be like as you drive up to this new home. What does it look like outside? Is it a house? Is it an apartment? Do you see a white picket fence? Do you see a grass? Do you see a park nearby? Do you see children playing? Do you see families out and about? Do you see strollers walking on the street? What do you see as you approach this home? What do you see as you pull into the driveway? What does the garage door look like? What does the entrance of the building look like? What does it look like? And it feels more of a home for you, an outside home rather than an apartment. But what does the door look like? What does the entrance as you open up the door? Is it a door with a sliding glass storm window that you're going to slide open and then get into the door? Or is it just going to be a wooden door? What color is the wood? What color is the knob that you hold on to? Is it brass? Is it round? Is it long? Is it a thumb style? Are you going to be turning it? How about the key? How are you going to enter the key? Is there one key? Is there two key? As you enter in the key and enter into the door and it swings open, does it swing to the left? Does it swing to the right? Is there, when you enter in, is it hardwood? Is it carpet? Is there a block wall here, something you put your keys on as you walk through, with a little living area and a little kitchen? What do you have? Is there stairs going up, or are you all on one floor? Manifest what you want. Have you decided? Have you looked at the details and really spent time with this? Melody, like you're a teacher with all this. You do not need to be asking, nor should you be asking someone else for this. You are a manifester. You are a creator because you are in a higher vibrational and you are spiritually open, and you know this. You know this. You are a creator. You're a manifester. So manifest and spend time. Have fun with it. Have fun and make changes as you go along. No, as you go in, oh, I see the kitchen here. Okay, it's got one entrance. Oh, but it's not an open view. I can't see my kids when I'm in the kitchen. So I want more of an open view concept. So change what you see, and then as you come out of your meditation, write it down and make it so. It's all about the details, Melody, for you. It's all about the details. You are a master manifester, so get into the details. You're welcome, Karen. Awesome, Robin. Thank you. Beautiful. I'm going to add you right now, Robin. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, and let me know if you guys do sign up. Robin, I've added you to the picker wheel as well. You're going to be on there. Hey, Marlene. Great to see you. Yeah, Melody says, yes. It is excitement to look into what I've been manifesting, the people in our home place too. Awesome. You're well on your way there. I love what's going to be happening, what is happening for you, and what's going to be happening even more for you. Okay, so here's my brother, Ahsen. And Ahsen, I'm glad you're here because they were speaking to me before I came live. But I'm going to tune in again because that was in the moment. And I don't remember any of it. Okay. Hello, brother. Hey, brother. I'm graduating next week. Woohoo! And I'm sad that my college experience was full of pain and apathy. When will I get to be in a place in peace? I'm tired. And they're laughing. Like they're laughing their ass off right now. And what they're saying is, so if you went through university and it was a party and it was super happy, would you be at the spiritual growth stage that you are right now? Would you be as open as you are right now? Or would you be closed off right now? Would you be happy because you partied throughout university and had a blast the entire time, that you would now be stuck into 3D world, that you'd be repeating this lifetime for another 1,000 years, and it would be another 1,000 years of pain and anguish? Or are you excited because you went through this pain and anguish now that the next 1,000 years are going to be nothing but joy, excitement, peace, and love for you? So was this a bad thing or was this a good thing? In our eyes, this was a gift. This was a gift that you have brought on for yourself. It was you that decided to come here. You said, no, I want this gift. I want a life of joy and love and peace and excitement. So I'm going to do the work now. And I'm going to go through a life of suffering, a university life of suffering. No, it's been a life of suffering. You've had a rough childhood. You've had a rough growing up. You've had a rough piece getting you, but your past doesn't define you of who you are. Your past is only the experiences that you have in order to help you with your future, to help you choose who you want to be. So now you've gone through everything that you've gone through for a reason. And in our eyes, this is beautiful. This is a joy. This is a gift. This brings us excitement. As tough as it was, the spiritual growth that you've gone through is exponential. And this is something that you would not get, that you would not get through 1,000 years in a moment's time. But what you've done in what you call university, in our eyes, it's a fleeting moment. It's not even a moment, but a blink in the eye in your sense of a term. And this blink of an eye is a replacement for 1,000 years of suffering. So think about this in a different way, Ahsen. You've done the work, and not only are you graduating university, but you are graduating life. Wow, so cool. So cool. Graduating life. I love that. That was one of the cooler ones that I've channeled. Thank you, everyone. That was really beautiful. Ah, my God, that was awesome. Okay, Marlene, I've added to the list. If there's time permits, I will read you. Robin says, I got a strong hit to join your group. Awesome. I'm so glad that you're part of my Patreon group. I really am good. So again, I'll be doing I've added you to the giveaway for a free 2-hour emotional release, which will be happening at the end of this session. So I'm so happy for you. And I'm excited to have your energy contribute. And that's really it too. Whoever's guided to be there, we are not only contributing our energy into the process of healing ourselves, but healing the world and our ancestors and everything around us. So these are the true masters that are coming into this group that want change. And there are a few that actually contribute to support me, and I appreciate that as well. But again, it really is the people that are guided to come, and I'm so excited for them. Okay, so let me get going here. So Angela H at 10121. Okay, so Angela says, I would love to hear from Mother Mary today. Mother Mary. Oh my God, her energy is so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Angela, for calling her in, because her energy is just so much love. I'm just wrapped in this warm blanket of love. Oh, it feels so good. I'm just being selfish right now, just basking in this energy. Oh, it just feels so good. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me get going. What does Angela need to hear for her greatest good? Sweet, dear Angela. And she's showing me as this, as a young child, but it's that stage where you're very innocent. We all go through that innocent child stage, and everyone just kind of looks at you with this, with just a loving heart. It comes a little bit different when you become a teenager, but there's like preteen, before the hormones kick in, and you're just that loving, sweet little girl. And she's just looking at you as this loving, sweet little girl with unlimited possibilities. And she's saying, this sweet little girl, she's within you. And she's being pushed down a little bit right now as well. She rose up a little bit on the surface compared to last week. So it seems like you might have done a little bit of inward looking. You've looked at yourself a little bit, and that little child like you that's kind of raised up a little bit, sweet, innocent, unlimited possibilities of the future has kind of come up to the surface a little bit more. But Mother Mary is saying more needs to happen. You need to work on this a little bit more. Really. And the message is quite clear that this is a pivotal time for everybody. This is a pivotal time for the world and the universe, and everyone who is on the side of awoken. You've already awoken, but don't allow yourself to fall back into a stage of just keeping yourself in the rat race of the 3D world, going through the process and the emotions of waking up in the morning, getting your car, going on your travels, going to work, going to the drive-through to get your coffee. You've gone back into that 3D world. So she's saying to be very careful about that, because it's an extremely important time around the planet right now, especially for those who are awakening, that can potentially fall back into fear, judgment, and that 3D world of trying to buy your happiness. It's really about aligning yourself into the higher vibration. And she's saying that you're one of them, that you need to be careful about raising your vibrations to do that, to raise your vibrations and really get into that side of creation and fall into love and tune into that little girl within you and ask her what she wants. What's going to make that little girl within you happy? What truly brings you joy in your heart? And ask that question as you go into meditation. What will bring me joy? What will bring me joy that I don't know that will bring me joy? What will bring me joy that I do not know will bring me joy? And look for those questions, and it'll be presented to you. Massive practice you need to enter into now, Angela, is to shifting yourself into joy before you fall back, or with the potential of falling back. And that's where it's coming from. Cool. Okay, Earth Angel, lovely. Yes, I've added you to the list. If I have time, I'll read you. And I'm coming to Amanda. Hey, Amanda. Miss you and your husband. Nice to see you guys. I'm hoping our reading helped you, and that's why you guys haven't been around. So that's good news. That you're doing well. Okay, so Amanda. Who's coming through for Amanda? I feel Archangel Raphael stepping forward. Uriel, Orion. You seem to got some complex team stepping forward. And they're working with you on multiple angles of your life. And they're showing me the fear and worry that you have within your family household. The husband and kids, you're worried, like many mothers are. You just have this massive heart for your family, this close knit, loving family, and there's that fearful aspect that happens. And so you have these multiple angels that are working with you to help shift your attention to the goodness. And it's almost like you are doing things for the greatest good, but on the fearful sense. It's like you have to get dinner on the table, otherwise everyone's going to starve and die. You have to give everyone a spoonful of medicine, otherwise they're going to get sick and die. It's all loving, but it's very low vibrational. Whereas as you create that meal, it's like, I'm making this meal to provide sustenance and give my children nutrients. They can become big and strong, and I see them big, I see them strong. And as I pour my love into this meal and I eat this love, I can see those molecules going down into the body and going into the stomach and being transmuted into energy, into life. And the body absorbs it. I'm creating life. The food is transforming into a high vibrational little body self. And that is why I'm feeding them. That is why I feed them this medicine, and it goes into their mouth, and it's going to heal them. It's going to make them alive. It's going to make them rich and energetic, and it's going to transform them into these strong, healthy beings. So notice where your mindset and attention is, and this is where your guides and angels are working with you to try and steer your attention away from the fearful aspect of doing that good deed into more of a high vibrational, uplifting aspect of doing the same things that you're doing. So shift your energy more into the side of doing things for the greatest good of your children. You're providing sustenance, you're providing love, for all these things that you're doing for your husband. Like, you guys are just love. You're just a little bubble of love that moves around like this one single unit, this collection of cells and molecules. You're just a working unit. So notice the energy that you're putting out there and why you're doing the things you do. Shift yourself in the energy of love. That's what I got for you. I hope that resonates. It's really cool. Good. Yes. Amanda says, definitely took a social media break for a while. It helped. Good. Yeah, I find myself not spending a lot of time on social media at times. Like I'll go through a day without even skimming through or commenting or doing things. And sometimes you have the energy and I'll do it. I say, okay, let me go through. Good. Yeah. It's not funny, but yes, is exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. It's great. Okay. So I'm coming to Franco. 0947. Okay, so Franco says, Con, what is in store for me? I've been struggling mentally, emotionally after David ghosted me. Any messages for me? Thank you. Okay. And they're just shaking their head. So Erik Medhus is stepping forward. And he just, the head sunken down a little bit. He's like, Franco, you just got rid of dead weight. This is a gift. This albatross that's been hanging around your neck, this person that's been dragging you down, holding you back. It's like, excuse the analogy, but it's like this bag of garbage, and the bag has been leaking. And as you're dragging it and walking it, you're walking yourself slowly to the big garbage bin that's out there. And as you're dragging it, it's just oozing out all the debris, and it's coffee and brown, and it smells, and it's just oozing out. And you finally put it up on this garbage bin, and the door closed, but a little bit of the garbage bag was hanging out. And this is what you've been staring at, and you're hanging on to that garbage, that little bit, and it's slipping, and it finally and it's like you're still hanging on to the garbage. You're just looking at the garbage, and you have this fondness for that plastic that's hanging out the bin, and you're just, oh, garbage. How can I get rid of you? How can I lose you, garbage? You're so good to me. I love you, garbage. I wish I could have you back. It's like you go to reach for it, and it's like you grab your hand, but most of the weight's behind it, and it's like it's slipping through your fingers. And your angels and guides, like when you're reaching for that, like they're slapping your hand away. It's like, don't touch that. It's garbage. Don't touch that. But you have this fondness for the garbage that you've lost. But now that you've emptied your garbage bin inside your home, you can get rid of more stuff. You can put more things in there. You've created space in your home, in your energy, in everything that's around you. You've gotten rid of a smell. Like now you can substitute that bad smell with something good. So notice that David didn't ghost you. You raised your vibrations, and David couldn't sustain that energy within you because your vibrations raised. You bettered yourself. David couldn't sustain it. He ate too much chocolate, and he couldn't get through the obstacle course, but you got through. It's no fault of your own, and you're not here to fix David, and David's not here to fix yourself. You're here to work on yourself. And the idea that you've raised your vibrations and David has separated himself from you, you should be proud of yourself for your accomplishments. This is a good thing. This also means that David, it's not even 2.0, it's like 3.5. It's like the super advanced versions of this beautiful being of everything you liked about David, plus more, is coming through. And now you've created room to allow the future David that really is going to be this soulmate, this love, this wonderful being. You've created room for this person to enter into your space now. That's the message. Yeah, you've created space for love. Love that. Love that. Just making note of that one. That was really cool. Thank you for bringing that forward, Franco. Okay, coming to Dipti. Okay, Dipti 11403. Dipti says, hello, Khan. What do I need to hear from my guide or Erik? Who's coming forward? They said, well, instead of guide or Erik, you're getting guide and Erik. And they're talking about the language that you're using around you. And you're using language like this or that. Well, why can't you have this and that? It's like I need to either go Give me a better analogy. I don't want to say that one. It's like you're saying, if I can eat this meal or have this dessert, I can eat this dish or have that dessert. Why not and? Why not eat this meal and have that dessert? You can have it all, Dipti. It's your own mindset that you're limiting yourself to thinking that you only have one path and that path is a way out. It's your choice if you want to leave, but you don't have to. You can have this and that. It doesn't have to be this or that. You can have this and that. So what do you decide? Do you want this and that? Or is it going to be an or? And I'll do this and you'll leave. So you do not get this and that. You're going to leave the dessert behind. You get the meal, you leave it behind. You can have the dessert, but you leave out the meal. That leaves you still hungry. So don't think about this or that. Think about this and that. That is where you need to go. Short and sweet. Kay, I'm glad you're here. Kay, do you know you want a free reading with me on Divine Soul Awakening on Wednesday's show? You want a reading with me, so shoot out a message to me and send me a private message. You can find my contact information in the description below or any description on the homepage. You can click on contact me and reach out to me or connect with me on Messenger or wherever. Just reach out to me because you won a free reading. Yeah. So yeah, awesome. Good. I'm glad you recognize that. Hello, Veronica K. 11657. Okay. Beautiful souls and Eric. Oh, that was just a big thank you. Oh, hi, dear. There's your question. Okay, you're here. I got you here. Thank you for saying that, honey. Hi, Con. Ask my highest soul, how can my daughter with her mental illness be helped by me so that we can all do well? Thank you and love you. Okay, so Veronica, you're not here to help your daughter. This was all decided before you came to this earth. This is part of your soul contract that your daughter is doing this for you. The mental illness is here to trigger you, to help you identify and look within yourself and look at the emotions that are triggering you that need to be released and awoken within you. So this wasn't done against you, for you, and it's not for you to heal. It's for you to turn inward and look at yourself to see what emotions are happening there. Now, the flip side is that as you start looking at yourself and look at the emotions that are within you, because you've had your own checkered past, your own struggles throughout your lifetime, but you as this beautiful, loving being is a giver. Like most mothers are, you're just giving and giving all your energy away. And you're not looking at yourself. So really, the issues with your daughter isn't about that it's something for you to fix. It's something for you to realize that you need to fix yourself. Now, as you fix yourself, you'll actually heal her and heal others around you as you work on yourself. So this is where the gift is. It's for you to start working on yourself. So now you have a couple of choices. Start with some mirror work. Look in the mirror, saying, I love you, I care for you, I will not abandon you. Do some emotional release. At the end of this video, I'll be adding a playlist for emotional release playlist, and look at the group emotional release session. And if you feel inclined, go to my Patreon change and sign up at patreon.com/connight, which I'll be doing a free giveaway at the end of this session to give a reading, to give a free 2-hour emotional release session. which is like a $200 value. And that's going out to my Patreons, whoever signs up part of this. So, and I feel that would benefit you, but don't feel obliged to do that if you don't feel connected to. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting for you, Veronica. Use this as an opportunity to work on yourself, not for you to fix someone else, but to fix yourself, work on yourself. That's your gift and they've brought to you. Yeah, I'm excited for you. I'm excited. Oh, good, Kay. Please do. Please do. Okay, I am coming. Feels weird calling Silvana my sister because we were married in a past life. So I don't want to call you my ex-wife. My spiritual? No. Rita's my spiritual wife. Rita always takes precedence. I don't know. Past wife? My sister? No. I don't know what to call you. What should I call Savannah? You can call her sister. Loved one. Special friend. Anyways. Okay. Silvana. Are there any messages for my son or daughter? Okay. Son or daughter. Who wants to come through? I feel as I try to channel Erik, he's a little bit more in the background. I feel more Barry is stepping in the foreground of this. And I feel Barry is here. And he's really looking at the spiritual growth of your son and daughter. So I'm going to go one by one. And so Barry, what do you want to say to your daughter? I'm just seeing a cast of love being shown on her and the kids and the way that she takes care of the kids. Now he's shining a little spot in her heart because she's working on herself a little bit. But she isn't doing enough to really honor herself and to love herself. There's a need for her to open up her heart and not be so hard on herself. She's being very hard on herself. Because she knows all this stuff. She's awakened. She knows all this stuff, but she's not putting the work or effort into it. It's like a hobby on the side. And he's encouraging her to spend a little bit more time on herself in the stages of love. And Silvana, like you have those meditations that you can share with him. Share it with your kids. Share it with the family. Share it. It's all for the greatest good of all, but specifically with your son and daughter. First your daughter, share it with her and have her start doing some of the work because she needs to start loving herself and caring for herself, start manifesting some love within her. On your son, he's just entering into the spiritual journey. So he is, it almost feels like a little bit more time sensitive that he stops. It's like, he's almost like Barry saying, like, stop mucking about, stop playing, let's go, kind of get into it. It's like he's out fishing with the rod and he's more fascinated with the bobber that's going in the water. And he just keeps on bobbing it into the water and not really doing what he needs to do in order to catch the fish, in order to transform himself. So it feels like your son needs to start doing the work because he's had it in the back of his mind, but his front ego, well, men don't do this. Men don't do emotions. Men are this. We're rugged. Yeah, you are, but it doesn't mean that you can't tap into your emotions. Look at the truckers that went across Canada. Like, those were not soft men. They were burly. They were not soft women. Those were strong women that went across Canada and stood and got trampled by horses. They stood up and they stuck their ground. So there is no sign of weakness, and all they did was spout love. So for your son specifically, yeah, you can continue to be the man. No one's saying that you cannot be the man that you define yourself, that you enjoy doing. Enjoy, keep doing all that. But it doesn't mean that you can't do that from a side of love. Forgive yourself. Go into a side of your emotion. And he's like, be a man. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. You're saying, I'm not a man. He's saying that to himself. Barry was a fun guy. He was a loving guy, but he was a man. There's no question about it that he was a man. He was a strong man too. And he stood up for his family, but he was also full of love, and you were the recipient of that love. So there's no reason that you cannot be a strong male while also looking at yourself. So he's saying it's time to stop mucking about and be that loving soul that you know you are, that you're resisting becoming. It's only be good that's going to be happening for you, and that's specifically for your son. It's great. He's adamant about that, Silvana. He's adamant. It's time for him to wake up. Okay, Veronica. Let me just pop up Veronica on here. So Veronica at 1 at 25. Okay, Veronica. I would love a message from my parents. Thank you much. Okay. Veronica, parents. I see your mom. Very poised. Very well kept. I can see it's like it's like these wrinkles around her, maybe it's laugh lines. It could be on her forehead, but I mean there's life on her. But it's not just, it's like you can see the signs of living in joy. There is passion. I see so much passion between your parents, passion with life, especially on your mom's side, just a lot of passion and love and joy. And they're really saying this about you because this is who you are. You're this sweet, beautiful, innocent girl. You're in your sundress and you're having fun. And they just applaud that because you are living life. The good thing is that you're not getting the same wrinkles that your mother got. But you're saying even the ones that you do get are to be cherished and honored because you are beautiful. You are beautiful in every respect, in every way. And you do that because every day that you wear these beautiful dresses and colors and patterns, not only are you lifting your heart, you're lifting everyone around you. It lifts up your parents' hearts. It lifts up the people that see you in pictures, that continue to see you years from now. You are just this energetic light bulb of just pure love. And they're just so honored that you are their daughter because you're just pure love. And that's all you're spreading is uplifting the planet and especially those around you. Yeah, it's like you are the sun. They're showing me like the Miami sun, the Cuban sun. And they're just saying you are the sun. And it's just pure love. And I'm hearing and feeling like Cuban music and just the vibe that happens with it and the life that happens with Cuban music. And it's just so alive and so loving and so festive and joyful. And it's just life. And that is the spirit of Cuban culture. It's just life and living. Even in the darkest of times, there's still life and living. And that's what I'm feeling within you. And that's what they're honoring because that energy is within you. Wow, that was special. I'm glad you're here, Veronica. You're welcome, Franco. You're welcome. Good. Okay, share that message, Silvana. Thank you. Okay, I got a few more before I do the giveaway to the 2-hour emotional release to my patrons on the picker wheel. Who am I coming to? I'm coming to Elizabeth. Okay, Underwood 1, 28, 49. Okay. Okay, good afternoon. I'm looking forward to move here shortly, but having a hard time finding a place. Can Spirit tell me if I will find a place soon, like this week? Thank you for all that you do. Okay, great. Great question. Who wants to come through for Elizabeth? I don't know who this is. But what they're doing is I'm feeling resistance. And it feels like this is the fear that's within your body, mind, self. And the body, mind is fearful of change. And it seems like that area of yourself needs to be nurtured in order for this release to happen that's tethering you back to what's comfortable and what's known. There's a need to release that fear. And how you're going to do that is by observing it and looking at it, taking a look at where that fear and what's resisting you from really letting go, making that move. There's a part of you that wants it, but there's the other side that's holding you back. And there's that conflict that's happening within you. So go into your meditation. Again, end of this video, you'll find the emotional release. Look at the guided emotional, the group guided emotional release, or the guided group emotional release. And just follow along with that. And specifically look at what's holding you back from moving. And that's what's going to help you. Will that help remove in this week? You're also going to need to add some creation out of there. And as you go into creation, spend time seeing what your place looks like, the area, the space, just like I did for Melody. And where was Melody? They're telling me to go back. So go back to timestamp at 53:25, where I channeled a message for Melody. And it's the same thing that you need to do there. Experience your environment, the space, the house, and go through and see what that area is like for you. That's what's coming up for you. Thank you for asking that question. Yeah, Franco says, I did raise my vibrations. Yes, you did. Makes sense now? Ahsen, you are welcome. Yeah, good, man. Yeah, so the Thursday, it's not every Thursday, it's just once a month, but just check the email. And I put the Zoom link in there for the next release group, which is June 2nd. So that's in the Patreon email message that went out to everybody. Frank, you love the message. I feel it. I love the message. I feel so late and it makes sense. I pushed the little plastic in and it let go of the plastic garbage bag. I did raise my, yes. Yeah. Wow. I just felt that rush of energy. That's really cool. I'm super excited for you. Okay. I am coming to Edith. Edith with the watermelon hat wearing cat. Oh my gosh, that cat. I've seen that meme a few times now, that cat. Okay, so Edith says, I had an interview last week, another one today, an hour ago. Okay, please ask the job angel if one of those two companies will hire me. Okay. Job angel. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Okay. Interview last week today. One of the two companies hire her. Whew. I'm getting the feeling that it's a no. That not one of these two, but there's a third that's about to come up that will be hiring you. It's almost like these two are not necessarily in full alignment for you, but as you raise your vibrations and go into that stage of how you want your work to be, how do you see your environment, spending time in that realm, you will raise the vibrations enough to align yourself into the job that's meant for you. And that's coming, it feels like within the next 2 to 3 weeks, that's coming in, but do the work on the meditation and engross yourself in the feeling of the new job. And you'll have something come up in the next 2 to 3 weeks once you do that. So do that. And if you don't do that, your dream job is not going to come for 2 to 3 years. So it's a matter about aligning yourself into what you want that job to be. Write down on a piece of paper. Go through experiences, how it is to interact with your people around you, the customers, the boss, what's it like to walk into the store, what's it like to put your key in the door, to open up, to close down. Go through those feelings of what it's like. So that's what I'm getting for you, Edith. Really, really excited for you. You're welcome, Chaitu. You're welcome. Okay. Coming to Marlene. Few more here before we do the give way to the 2-hour emotional release. Okay, 1:34:47. Okay, so Marlene asks, would love a message from anyone who has a message for me. I'll be quilting while listening. Oh yeah, awesome. And I just heard someone kind of say, yeah, quilting is high vibe for you. That raises your vibrations and helps you connect. So it's actually really good to be in a high vibe state as you're asking questions and feel if it's in alignment. So let it resonate in your heart and feel, because your vibrations are high right now and you're open and you're ready for receiving. So feel it in your heart as it comes through. Okay, so what is the message? Well, it kind of is the message. That when you do your quilting, especially when you do it by the water, outside, in nature, and you're hearing and sensing it and really just immersing yourself in the senses of nature and high vibe, let that meditative state come in and ask for the message and get silent. Keep on doing your quilting and just notice yourself with the messages that come in while you do the quilting. That is where you channel the most. That when you tune into your heart, it feels good and you let yourself go, because that's what you're doing. You're letting yourself go by distracting the body and the mind with quilting. You then let yourself go. That really allows you to get the messages that you want. So practice with that. Practice channeling the messages that you get while you're doing your quilting. That's what they have in store for you, because it almost feels like you're going to be channeling a lot of messages for you. And there's also saying that you can practice by having a few questions ready before you go into quilting, or when you go into quilting, either with yourself or from friends, so you can do some practice stuff and use it as a practice tool. And that will help raise your vibrations. And again, I use this as a tool. I don't do this. I do it because I enjoy it, but it raises my vibrations up. And as I raise my vibrations up, it gives me a stronger connection to my guidance, to where I need to go. As I raise my vibrations up, it puts me more into manifesting, and it allows me to heal the body of MS and degenerative disc disease much easier this way. And I'm already seeing effects of the meditations I've been doing on a daily basis. I'm seeing a lot of changes now. So yeah, raise your vibrations. You're going to find a lot of cool things happening for you. Really good. Really good. Okay, Katie, I'll add to the list and just see if I have time for this. I got a few more. Well, I have time. Energy's good right now. Okay, so I'm coming to Earth Angel. Earth Angel. Na, 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 na. It's stuck in my head. Okay, where's my timestamp? 1:37:55. Okay, what emotional energy, she says. Okay, let me check the timestamp. I should have posted that first before I did the timestamp. So what emotional energy is trapped in my knees? Head, shoulders, heart, solar plexus, sacrum, root, thigh, sciatica, knees. Oh, they're very red. It's like just a lot of heat, a lot of energy that's there, a lot of inflammation that's there. And it's angry. It's angry. And I feel with the anger that's there, it's like I see you on your knees scrubbing the floor. Like think Snow White, and you're scrubbing the floor, and you're in a home that isn't, it's very low vibrational, and you're really being kept to clean the home, to cook and clean. And it's as if every time you get up, it feels like this greater figure. It almost feels like It feels like a bare woman that's pushing you down. It almost feels like grandmother energy, and she's pushing you down. You're not done. You're not done with the floor. You got to go. You got to clean over there and clean that up. And it's like you're on that knees, and there's like a lot of anger within the knees that's there. And the blame is being passed on to you, but it's also that you're taking on this energy and you're holding on to it, and you're feeling the knees. So there is a need for you to do the emotional release. Again, video at the end of this video. I'll be, once I finish processing, I'll be able to attach it, which typically is tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll add the emotional release, or just go to my playlist, the emotional release playlist, and look for the group emotional release session. You can look at some of the other emotional release stuff there to give you an idea on how to do this. Or you can come to my Patreon at patreon.com/connight and sign up there, and just, you'll receive yesterday's meditation, which is about silence, emotional release, and then creation. And there's a need for you to look at that and to release emotions. So there's a lot of anger, rage, like there's a lot of spite and anger that needs to be shifted over. And I feel that in your knees, Earth Angel. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. You're welcome, Marlene. Yeah, you can do this. You can do this, Earth Angel. You got it. Okay, I'm coming to Kay. Then Katie, and then we're going to do the draw for the free 2-hour emotional release for using the picker wheel from my patrons. 131. Okay, hey Con, can I have a message? Also, thank you, Archangel, very much for listening. Okay, let's do a little bit of channeling Erik. Erik, we need a little bit of Archangel guidance here. Come on, Erik. Oh. Okay, so what does Kay need to hear right now? You know, I feel you being pulled in multiple directions, Kay. It's all family related, and as you're being pulled in these directions, there's a need for you to voice yourself, because you are very sweet and kind and loving, but there's also a time for you to say stop. And it feels like your kids are really trying to pull your attention. One's pulling you into one room or one direction, someone else is pulling you in another direction, and you're just being pulled and pulled and pulled, and it never stops. That it then becomes like you're in the kitchen and you're being pulled, and you're in the bedroom, you're being pulled, you're in the family room, you're being pulled to play with the toys and to do this, and it's mommy, and it doesn't stop, and you're just on the verge of resorting to alcohol in order to suppress this. And it feels, in order to stop this, you also have to train your kids to say no, like stop, you have to wait. I need time for myself as well. You want me to give you time, you need to know that I need time too. So you have to give me time. This is a two-way street. You want me to help you, you have to help me and give it love. So we're going to play the game. We're going to play the game, picking up their toys. Do the game. And I see you actually creating these different bins, and the bins for the different toys are coordinated with the color. And it almost feels like you get these little colored stickers that goes on the toy to help them associate to what bin it goes into. So it feels like you now need to begin to work on yourself by showing the kids, no, this is what you're going to do. You're going to help me now. You're going to learn how to pick up your toys. You're going to learn how to cook. The family that learns to cook together, especially at a young age, is really going to help you later on, because they're going to help you with the dinner, and they're going to start making you dinner. So get the kids involved with cooking at whatever capacity. You can teach them anything, even though you might be fearful that it's dangerous that they're using a knife. You can also show them how to do it on a safe way. You can also get a knife that is for kids that allows them to cut vegetables without cutting themselves. So there's a need for you to get your kids involved with the things that you are doing for them, because it's not just them. It's everybody that needs to contribute to your day-to-day. Otherwise, it's just burning you out and going to make you really bitter And it's almost like you're just going to hold on to that feeling of being taken advantage of. And that's going to create a whole other set of issues for you in the future. So get your kids involved. Toys, colored stickers in the kitchen, and get them involved now. And teach them now in order to give you time. Teach them. And they want me to leave it at that. That's really cool. You're getting really close. Really close, really close. Yeah, okay, so it's a lot of overflowing, piling along with in-laws. So I just step away. Yeah. So, I mean, the step away that you're doing is escaping, and you're not dealing with the emotions. You're not teaching people how to treat you. Remember, we need to teach people how to treat us. Otherwise, they're going to keep asking us. Kids are going to keep on asking you to wipe their bums until you say, no, you need to wipe your own bum. Right? Do you want to wipe your kids' bums all the time? And it's the same thing with anybody. It doesn't matter how old they are, whether they're the in-laws, they're someone new, someone younger. Yeah, sometimes you need to step away. That's for your own sanity. But notice what you're doing within the time that you do step away. It needs to go into alignment and observe the emotions of what is bringing you down. Observe that. That's what the test is to observe it and to spend time with it and to release that. Okay, so I'm coming to the last question here before we get into the giveaway. I'm coming to Katie. Katie, 4613. Okay. If I could read my handwriting. And Katie says, thank you for these readings. What information do I need that I'm not receiving about how to improve my health? Okay, who's coming in? Thank you. Do I need to know who this is? I feel I have like Archangel Raphael, Gabriel, and Michael, like just the big heavy hitters are here. Okay. So what is Katie missing? What does she need to know that she does not know? So Katie, you need to remember that there's multiple sides to do this. There is nutrition, there's your mental state, and there is exercise and movement. And all three work together, much like this one is being guided to do. And where it begins with you is doing a little bit at a little time. You have to go through the process as well. And there's no right or wrong to the process. The process is the process. A child learns their cognitive abilities and their physical abilities at different stages. Some crawl at an earlier age, some are a little bit later. Some develop speech at an earlier age, some are later. But it really is about hitting all three of these pillars at the same time in whatever capacity it is. So in terms of nutrition, are you eating the high vibrational foods? Are you eating things that's for the greatest good of your body? When you're hungry, are you reaching for that chocolate? Or are you reaching for that banana? Are you using the potassium to raise your energy? As you have the emotions arise in your system, are you observing those emotions? Are you spending time in the silence, in the emotional release, in the creation of how you want your life to be? Are you training your body and mind on how it should react? Because right now, when you open and close this hand, you are energetically telling it what to do without actually telling it what to do. And this is what you need to do with the body in order to teach it how to heal itself. That there is an energetic shift and change that as you start eating healthier, as you start doing movement, and this could just be simple stretching for now. This could be certain yoga exercises. This could just be stretching and yawning and moving your arms up and extending in all directions in order to get that movement. So there's a need for you to begin to get that movement. So those are your three pillars. So now instead of having this one tell you what you're missing, you have three pillars to observe. Observe yourself in each three of these areas. And are you spending the time in each of those areas? Continue to work on them. It's a process. You're heading in the right direction. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Great question. Thank you for bringing that forward. That was beautiful. That was beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, so end of the show, I am going to bring the picker wheel. And I have a few names on the screen here. These are a list of the patrons that are with me. And if you don't know, on my Patreon channel at patreon.com/connect, I do emotional releasing guidance. This past month, last month was all about emotional releasing, just releasing. Last night was about silence, the 3 pillars: silence, emotional release, and creation, which is pretty much what I do on a daily basis. I do it on a daily basis. I just don't do it I do it much longer in much different level than what I was guided to teach yesterday and walk through. And I give you the meditation to keep. And then once a month, I do a draw for a one-on-one guided emotional release. And this is where during that 2 hours, we have a conversation. We talk about what's going on in your life, what's happening in your world. And from there, a spirit is going to tell me which things to jot down. And then they're going to tell me what order to work on them. When we get in that order, where I'm going to put you into a deep meditative state. And actually, it doesn't necessarily have to be deep, but I'll put you into a meditative state. And you can be aware and awake. And you're going to start releasing these emotions and feeling and recreating these patterns in your life. And that's typically done over 2 hours. And I usually charge about $200 for this. And this is free for my patrons once a month. So let's see who the winner of the May 2022 emotional release one-on-one session. It is Angela H. And, I felt you needed this. The emotional release winner is Angela H. I'm so excited for you, Angela. I'm going to reach out to you and send you a message and give you the details. And I'll send you a link to find a time on my calendar and book. So again, everybody, thank you, lovely souls. I really do appreciate your time and energy and being a part of this creation, being a part of this energy. It really is such a treat to be with you. And I thank you for your energy. And again, this is part of my own healing journey, that I'm healing my body and mind, and I'm going to be changing the format of the channel. I'll still be doing all this work, but it's no longer about teaching people how to do mediumship. I've done that part. Now it's all about healing the body, the process of it. And I'll still be doing the Channeling Erik, because this is what helps raise my vibrations and staying connected and being open to channeling in the messages that I need to receive. So that's what's going to be happening over the next bunch of months here. So thank you all again for contributing energy. Please like and subscribe this video, share it, and leave a comment. Just leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you benefit. Let me know if you'd like to see something. Let me know if you want something specific for healing. That's the direction I'm moving to. I really want to hear from you. And if those of you that want to learn how to heal yourself, because once you have the tools, you'll be able to heal yourself quite easily. This isn't about me healing you. It's just giving you a little bit of direction. So join me on the Patreon. It's $3 and it's very cheap. So jump along, you get to support me, support the channel, and you get to work on yourself and learn. And last but not least, consider coming to my Facebook page at ConNight99 and leave a like, leave a review, and help me get this word out so that we can start helping people heal themselves and the world. It all is about raising vibrations for the greatest good of all. And with that, lovely people, I will be back. Join us on Wednesday on Divine Soul Awakening. This Wednesday we have Jenny and Christy, 2 of our panel members, are going to be showing us about Reiki and doing a group Reiki session of healing. So that'll be on this Wednesday's Divine Soul Awakening, 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time on my channel at connight.com, YouTube. Join me there, and that'll be Wednesday. And that's it. And I'll be back next Friday for another session of Channeling Erik for Archangel Guidance messages. So much love, everybody. I'll see you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye.